Ken Day once again with the report on some really cool stuff here at USITT. This is Cognito by Pathway. It is a phenomenal piece of software. They also have some hardware. I'll show you a picture of that in a little bit. But I played around with it a little bit yesterday. Really, really cool if you're doing any DMX. So
Great.
Tell us all about it.
Hi, I'm Robert. So in its simplest form, this is emulating the hardware that we'll show you in a minute, but you can just bring up a light, and here we have a front light on the lead singer, and if you see, I also have some lights that go on the band. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pin this light, hold it on, which will allow me to adjust its level without it doing anything else, and then I can bring in the band. And then when I want, I just do a crossfade, and it will take out her light and bring in the band. That's just the very simplest form of it. Obviously, it will do multi-parameter fixtures too. So here I'm going to grab the 10 fixtures that are on my cyc, and I'm just going to boost them up a little bit. And I have intensity, red, green, and blue, where I can just dial in a bit of red. And this is a neat little feature too. You know that with additive colors, if you have red, green, and blue, and you add blue, you end up getting magenta. But if you keep adding blue, on our desk, you'll actually get blue. We're smart enough to figure out that if you're really wanting blue, you need to pull out red, otherwise you're just going to get magenta. You can also go into a library and pick from Roscoe, Gam, Lee, Apollo colors. So there's a Roscoe 26. I could go and pick a Lee 54, and that comes up on the site. I also may want to just adjust through a color picker, hues, saturation, luminance. I could just do it by touching on it, or I can actually dial them in with my wheels that you'll see on the real desk. They also have a feature here where you can mirror left and right. So if you want a gradation, and then you can change your center point moving around. That's simple RGB control. It also does full automation control. So here we have a Vari light. And now when I touch the Vari light, I've got lots of controls that I can do. So I have intensity, and I have color, and I have position, and I have shape controls. So if I go into intensity, I can say bring that light to full. Then I go into position, and I touch here, and if I had my two encoders, I could pan and tilt that light to some position. Then I may want to pick a color for that light. So I'll put on a flesh color. And then I may want to adjust a different way for pan and tilt. So this is a joystick. As long as I'm holding it, it's moving, panning, left, right, down. There's also gobos. This is using a natural language control that you are using words instead of languages. So there is a word for the gobo. I'm not using a percentage. I may ask it to index in degrees or rotate in RPM. So here you see the light rotating clockwise at 5 RPM or counterclockwise at 5 RPM. So now let me just make this look a little prettier. We'll add in some more backlight. Put in a scene like this. And when I'm happy, I just say record. And I can record to one of my playlists, and there's an unlimited number of playlists. You just add playlists as you need them, and they appear on your go buttons, or I may put it onto a handle, and I see number 9 is free here, so I'll just put that onto that handle, number 9. So when I go into run mode versus being in spot mode where we're playing with the lights, I'll go into run mode, and here I can bring in that scene. If I want to edit its name, memory 9 is not very interesting. I will just hit the edit button, which is the pencil, and I hit the memory, take its name, and I'll call this guitar. Now, when I hit the bump button, it takes 3 seconds to come up. That's too much, so I'll just dial down with the yellow to 1. My out time, I might want to make, with the red, I'll make that a 4-second out time. And the bump mode, instead of being a momentary, where it was, I'll make it a toggle. And I finish the edit, So now, if I want, I can just touch that, and in 1 second up comes the scene. Touch it again, and it will fade out. There's
Very
also
cool.
a bunch of... Do we want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
There's also a bunch of apps that go on the phone. They're called... The desk is called Cognito, and the apps are called Nito. And, excuse me, I was just demonstrating on the other desk. So I just have to hook up to this network. I was connected to the console, which is on the other side of the booth. I'm going to hook up to our Mac, which is here. It runs on both Mac, Windows, or embedded on the desk. So you can take the software and just run it on whatever system you have and play it back if you're using one of our output devices, Pathport nodes or streaming ACN or ArtNet, or you can take the show file that's on your Mac and put it onto the desk. So here I am, I'm now connected to the Mac. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start up Nito. Find my way around my iPhone. And I may want to go and focus a light. So I'm just waiting for the connection to come. You have to edit out this pause. There we go. So now we have the green connection. So I may select different lights. It's got a nice little sound there. And then I'll flash the light. Yeah, that's the one I want to focus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock that light on full. And then while I'm up there, I might as well do the iris on that fixture there, so then I can lock it on full. And that does not interrupt the guy who's actually at the desk, because they see that it's being tech locked by a technician. But that allows them to still work with it if they need to and record cues and all the rest of it. The other feature, let me just unlock those guys now, that you get with the Nito app is you can actually set scenes. So there's a scene right there. I called it Robert, and that just brings up the band front lights. So this is a very simple, and it's got a little picture of what it looked like. I can use the built-in camera on the phone to take a picture of that scene, assign it to that button, and then I have a nice level control handily on my thumb. So this is great for preachers or teachers or stage managers if they just need 4 buttons, a rehearsal, a cleaning, a look, and then when they're done, they
all
can
run from your phone. Very cool. So let's go over and take a look at the deck. Moving.